Hello, hello. I think I'm live. Um, yeah, today I'm gonna play with core paint. Yeah, I really got a strange solution going on with this palette. It's a home build palette, and I feel so ashamed to treat such good paint in this way, to giving it such a shack to live in. But that's the situation. What I did was that I actually took the earth tone set and the high chroma set and squeezed out the complete tube into these wells here. So yeah, I just ended up with this never-ending palette. I don't know if you can imagine how long this is gonna last me, because it's like a full tube that's inside these wells here. They're actually rather deep, so I am trying a little bit to use it up, and I'll probably take it with me into the grave. It seems so frugal. I mean, it's very pigmented and potent, so you don't need a lot. So yeah, I also have I couldn't like rinse out all that was in the tube, and being a frugal idiot as I am, I managed to totally dissect the tubes afterwards and put in the splotches in this palette here. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I'm glad you're here. It's always nice to have someone when you're live. I'm so welcoming you. Um, and also just me. Uh, I don't know. You can read that. It was a text that was on before I pressed live. So, but thank you for the kind word. Just me. Um, I was thinking about wanting to paint something inspired by Laurel Hart. She's an American watercolorist. Um, just you? Um, oh, this is so weird. You know, before I pressed live, I received this comment saying, I just wanted to tell you that you are my favorite YouTuber. Everything about you is delightful, and we on this side of chat are so beyond blessed to have you. And I was not even going live, so I was pondering about where did that comment come from. um, because I didn't know if YouTube works like when you're setting up a live, and then when you get up to make your coffee and come back, that I was going to come live. Okay, I guess I'll never know. Just a conundrum, just a conundrum. But speaking about an American watercolorist, I love colorful style of using her color. So I often watch her paint. She paints in this special way where she's trying to block in her values by using, yeah, just a triad, like yellow, blue, and red. And then she's having most of her is done on the paper itself, and it speaks to me a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. I should take something to drink. So second. What also speaks to me, the way that she used just the white of the paper for highlight and for dramatic white areas in her painting. So I have prepped my painting by using masking fluid. Probably can't tell, but today I'm gonna paint a lady who is walk in a path in the forest, and I have tried to block in with masking fluid the areas that I want to keep bright white, just like Laurel Hart does. And because we're working like wet and wet, I have stacked my paper pad on top of just this package of baby wipe to get that the slant. It's just this tall, but it gives me a slant, so hopefully water will run off down the paper. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I also want to give a shout out to Sandra. She bought this fabulous set of ceramic dishes with the 6 primaries, and she said hopefully she will use them a lot and learn how to work from the 6 primaries when she's doing her mixings. And I love that. I love that because it's about going back to the basic, like we all need to somehow touch back to basic. And the painting with just primary colors is extremely back to basic when it comes to watercoloring. So that's also why I wanted to stream this painting with you guys today, because I really feel that Laurel Hart is thinking in those terms, because she's having a starting point using primaries. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I think I got a phthalo. Yeah, that's a phthalo. Okay, good to know. So this is my ultramarine. Yep, palette here. Yeah, I really wish to use up these dollops that's in this tray here. I think honestly it's from 2019. Sit down and say that it's 6 years ago that you set out a palette with some dollops and they're still in your room, in your stash. I really think it speaks about needing to bring some focus to the palette and using it. I have nickel lasso yellow in my core paint here. I have a cheat sheet here so we can see. I got several yellows that are all like lovely to work with. We got the nickel lasso yellow, and then we got the quinacridone gold, and then of course we have some like the quinacridone gold deep if I want to go crazy. We also have some that leaning towards like ochre, like more opaque, and that's the Naples yellow. So I think I will sort of stay like quin gold on this side, and then if I use yellow over here, I would use the nickel asso or the Naples yellow to kind of dull it back a little bit. So I think I want to start with the quin gold up here. Oh my god, look at that. Don't you just love it? I love it so much. And I love the green that it can mix in with the ultramarine. Look at this when I just add a little bit of ultramarine. Look at this saturated green. I mean, that's the most beautiful sap green color. So clean. I mean, QoR really delivers when it comes to these mixes here. So love, love, love it for that. I think that my red, I really need to think now because I got like a warmish blue, and I do want to mix a purple. I don't want to use the dioxazine that's in the palette. Or should I? Okay, I'm gonna do a tester here. I got the okay, let me just try because I actually have another red in this core set here that I kind of like. I got a Pyrrole Red Deep. It's this one up here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay, that's a winner. Pyrrole Red Deep it is. I think with the ultramarine, it will make a likable purple. Yeah, I like that. I can vouch for that. So let me just begin to plot it in. But yeah, I am basically doing this in a very loose style, trying to embrace Laurel Hart's way of painting. And it should be as calm and peaceful as it looks what I'm doing right now. Like effortless. Hopefully it inspires you to think like, hey, I can do that. Because sure you can. If I can, you can, right? I'm just on dry paper. So I'm basically just thinking about the triad and trying to switch between using the red, the blue, and the yellow. And I'm just coming in with a light coat. not really having my page divided up into this has to be that color and that has to be this color. So I hope it comes off as effortless as it really feels to paint in her style. Here I have a lot of masking fluid. Um, I applied that with a brush, so you never really know how it goes with that masking fluid. It's very tedious to apply it because, well, I just feel it is like it looks so clumsy sometimes when you peel it off. You're like, oh, I wish I didn't use it. But you can never tell with the masking fluid how is it gonna play out when you off. So I'm really excited about the detail area here because that's gonna be my focal point. Let's see. Oh yes, that basic is very important in your learning color. Queen Gold is now discontinued. Ah, no. I wonder what will replace it. I find that most colors are getting substituted. We never really know with what, but yeah, hopefully the car industry is gonna find a newfound love for Queen Gold cars. We could all, if all the painters went down to their local car dealer and just viewed a fancy car, you know, and then asked the dealer, does it come in Queen Gold, in color? I bet, I bet that will bring back the Queen Gold because most watercolor pigments are some sort of a leftover from the car industry where they are having a demand for a certain color. So guys, go down, visit your local car dealer, start inquiring about Queen Gold colored cars. I'm just gonna spread out this dioxazine. It's very potent. I want to push it back. I think I want to dilute it with some of the red. And then I get this sort of aubergine-ish color. I can that. I just wanted to change the temperature of the purple. I'm gonna get a lot of blooms because I am working in this fashion here, but it doesn't scare me off. I trust it's gonna be fabulous. I want to mix the purple with the ultramarine and then the red. So now I got like something that looked like aubergine, but now it's gonna meet purple. So hopefully these two tones of purple is gonna marry together just nicely. I think when I paint in this style here that the hardest part for me is to not overwork the pigments. It's really a process about not coming and fiddling a lot. Like trust that when you leave your pigments alone, that they will kind of decide themselves where they're gonna land on your paper, and then just trust that process. So don't come back and try and like stir things up by wanting to add more. Each time you drop your brush down, you add some sort of water tension that's not on the paper. So you create these blooms, and sometimes you can push colors away. Let me just show you as an experiment. Like if I drop in this Queen Gold right here in this wet area here, the yellow will start pushing off, like push the purple. Do I have another example? Okay, I barely don't want to do it because I really want this road here to be purple. But if I just leave it like this, I will see that the strong queen gold will push away the lavender. So not only are you adding more water for it to do that, but you know, when you're coming back, disturbing the surface. And water is the carrier, right? But you can always mess things up by picking a wrong pigment that you're adding to your painting that's going to push even further. But if that's what you're going for, then of course that's nice. But sometimes in Laurel Hart's style of painting, it will just be a disturbing thing. I think I want to take a little bit of that quin gold and mixed with the ultramarine to get some darker colors up here. And then I'm going to grab that Naples yellow. That's a little bit opaque, ochreish. See if I can get that in. Let's see. Ooh, I'm missing a chat. Hi, Sandra. I just mentioned you because I want to give a shout out for you buying those big pans of the primary colors, ready to play with them. I think it's for a person like me. You know, I can tell the fun it is to have just 6 colors and then just see how does it go. You think Jackson still has stuck up? Oh yeah, of the Queen Gold. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Something weird happened. We had a lot of bills the 1st of January, so yeah, I just paid a lot of bills, and then I got super nervous about do I have money enough for food and stuff. So I to shop in January. Still not sure that I got enough money for food. I know it sounds I'm budgeting. Is it called that? You know, like each week I have a certain amount that I can spend, and because we had so many bills, I'm not sure that I could stretch it out if I also shopping. So I have actually not been shopping at all yet here in January, and the first couple of days was and reading now that you know the scarcity of PY49 and you can get it at Jackson. I am thinking, should I go get it? But I feel kind of calm about it. Like, you know, if I got money in February, I might stock up on it. But isn't it crazy how if you asked me 2, 3 months earlier, we had this conversation, I would right after my stream. So oh, you had a lot of snow. Oh my God. Oh, I think it has been a shocker how cold this winter have been so far. I don't think that we had similar weather last year where we had a lot of sort of warm days and then suddenly like super cold days. So because we had all these warm days, um, it just caught me by surprise the few cold days that we have had with snow. So yeah, winter is here. I'm just gonna cover this area here. Some of the blue. I think I want to work on the person with the dog now because then it's more fun for you guys to see what the heck I'm doing. But this area over here, I also just want to give some color. And once again, I am dry brushing. You know, my paper is dry when I started this application here. So let me try and work on the dog. The dog. Um, Let's see. Hi, Aunt Beck. Welcome to my desk. The weather in mid-May here in Denmark. Rainy. We have a lot of rain in May, but we do actually have nice weather. It's it's a nice month, and I think it's where our in March our Easter flowers have bloomed. So in May you start to see other floral things. So it all starts in March. That's when the winter is over. Okay, I gave birth to my son in March, and it was like snow, like really ferocious snow. So you cannot be like totally sure that winter is over, but usually we have like nice temperatures in May. I got a dog here, partially gonna be exposed to bright sunlight. So half of the dog I'm gonna make bright, and the other some sort of a brown. I would even go like raw umber for some of this. So I'm just picking up, and I'm just gonna let it dry and see what happens. Okay, the person I feel is a woman. I would like to give her maybe a clean red. You know, the red that we are using jacket on. Still like just like painting carrot people, you know, like just going lightly. And I feel that I could like drop in some really strong red, maybe like this. So that's just how I would treat her jacket. I think she should wear like blue jeans. So I'm just gonna press in the blue. And then I think that I'm just gonna put in a little bit of the raw umber here and there, because that could be her shoes. I'm in doubt about I'm just gonna use Payne's Gray for the head. I can always like come back and do something about this head. We're just gonna leave it like this. So maybe a little bit of Payne's Gray on the dog. Okay, that turns out nice. It will dry up and we will see. Let's see. Oh, thinking mid-May for a visit. Oh my God, you are? Yeah, that would be nice. That's really nice. Let me think. Uh, like a holiday in May. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a calendar. That would be so exciting. No, it's too late. It's like in the end of May we are celebrating a Christian holiday. I was thinking about Easter, you know, when Easter was gonna be there. Oh, that would be like really thrilling. I think Copenhagen is beautiful in springtime. How far are you from Copenhagen? I would say like 17 kilometers. Shall I try and see how many miles that is? Just a second. Certain. It's about 10 miles. 10 miles from downtown Copenhagen. Um, let's see. So I'm very close. It's not like you have to take like a 3 hour train ride or something. Yeah. I live on a very small island. So if you take a train ride 3 hours, the whole island. So are not so huge here in Denmark. I think you will love it in springtime. That would be so exciting. Yeah, please do keep me posted. We really, you know, have a different culture, architecture. So it is, I think, fun for Americans to visit Europe because you really can tell that you're in a different country. You know, for us, it is very visual when we're traveling to France and Germany and UK, and Sweden and Norway. Like we really feel the a cultural difference. So it's just fun. That would be exciting. Now I totally stopped what I was. Okay, I need to get in some green colors. I would like to have a tree around here and some green foliage here. So let me try and get in. I think I'm gonna use this lovely sap green right here. I'm just gonna place it in the center of my plate. So, okay, let me think. I need the tree. Um, yeah, I have to hand paint the tree shape, which is a little bit scary. So I'm just thinking about gravity pulling down heavy branches. So at least my branches are like hanging downwards. And then basically just plot in the edge of the tree. And then hopefully I can come in with a yellow and give me some sort of change in color so it won't just be green. I can also pick up some of the ultramarine for darkening that sap green. So like this, you have like three colors in a tree. I think that's kind of likable. So maybe I can continue with that foliage idea. Just plotting in. I'm kind of holding my breath because I really need to think about that tree is creating shadow for this foliage going on over here. So I might with favor put in some ultramarine in this area here. I'm just thinking out loud. And maybe I could come in with something really bright to kind of look like bushes breaking up that the forest ground right there. Yeah, I kind of like this. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this dry. let's see. I I could I could work in this area here with a dagger. So I'm just gonna pick up some of the Payne's gray, and I'm gonna invite some of the brown in it and some of the ultramarine. So now I got something that's dark, but it's not like black, a little bit red, a little bit more ultramarine. Yeah, that's a nice colorful dark, this one here. And it could go like really dark in between these trees here. I'm trying to kind of connect that wet edge from the tree to this dark shading color. So I see that Laurel Hart does like to work like this, where she's kind of negative carving out, almost like negative painting with dark values, the essence of a forest. I think I need some green tones in that dark. So I'm just kind of shifting values to a more like greenish. Over here, the same madness going on. Like I'm thinking about negative carving out a tree. I think I need more of the ultramarine. So sorry for being quiet a little bit. I'm just kind of thinking I could have like really dark ultramarine here. It's still just super loose. Don't know really how many highlights I should preserve on the trees though. All the shimmer of highlights can also help building in the illusion that there's something going on inside this forest, you know? So let me try and see how this works color wise. But I'm glad that it became a darker value. So now I think I should introduce more of the green over here. So I will try and bump up. And because it's arches, it's so nice paper to work on. It will kind of be moist on this edge here. So it's still what I would feel is like close to a wet edge, you could say. I think I will have a nice transition to, you know, the color. So I think I'm just gonna have a play with the green and then add in ultramarine. Just to bring out some mixed green on the paper itself. So it's not like a color that I mixed. Crazy lemon yellow over here because all the sunlight I feel is coming from this angle here. So I'm kind of trying to invite a little bit of lemon. I would like some foliage to appear on the path. I'm just gonna give myself first a wet area here. I like that it's so bright. It's okay with me, even though it's like really bright. Oh, sorry for not speaking so much. Maybe I should try the green to mix in. Yeah, can you see that nice diversity of warm colors and I really like it. I really, really like it. I need to end this page here. Let's see. Hi, Amber. That's so pretty, Lena. I just wanted to sneak in and say hi with this while it is slow here. Oh, you're at work. Have a nice day at work. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. I'm thinking about I want a mixed green. So I'm just gonna take the Azo yellow and try and see if I can sneak in some of this dirtied up ultramarine and give myself something green here. Like that green. It's very potent. It's very green. So I might continue with that over here. I think I should wet this whole area green and then think about coming in with maybe some dark purple to give some sort of structure to this. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Let me mix it up here. You know, like plot in some sort of edge. Like these bushes are. Yeah, I really like that darker edge color here. I know that Laurel Hart, she's got like a tree right here. I don't know if I should add that. I kind of like it. Um, let me just play with the thought about adding in some branches and just some sticks here and there. I should really grab a liner brush for this, I feel. We got a little bit of stick going on. Let me see. Oh, that's a nice green. Yes, it is. I want some more yellow here because I think we could have like a shocker of bright colors here. I also feel that we could have a wash that kind of merges in the road with all that foliage, so it's not like stopping right there. I'm just gonna wet this whole area here and now paint wet and wet. So my plan with this green foliage is that it could spill over into the pathway here. And it could be like, really love that dark we made with the purple and the brown colors. Could have some sort of a dark ending here. So it is like spilling a little bit. And then maybe we should aim for purple, not that strong dioxazine, but you know, like bring in some more red. I can barely talk. This is like really like feeling, like I'm feeling my way through this. I'm gonna have a tree here because this is the shadow from the tree. So there's like no turning back. We need a tree right there. We also need this to be darkened up even more with this purple. You need those dark contrasts in your work, even though they can be a little bit scary to plot in, especially when you're watercoloring. You're sitting literally with your nose down the paper. When you are standing at an easel, you got the option to step back and view it from distance, which sometimes is the same as squinting your eyes. You know, you're viewing it from further away. But when you're watercoloring, it can be scary to put in the darks because it's so in your face, you know, when you're just working. Guys, I want to put in a tree. I'm mixing all sorts of here to see what do I get. I hate it. I really dislike putting in large constructions like trees. I think it's like a hit and miss, you know, like it definitely needs to stop here. So here I want it to stop. And I don't want it to be like a sissy tree. I want it to be big and majestic. So I might need to go in and make it a lot fatter than this. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Okay, grabbing the ultramarine to, while it's still wet, make a shading on one side here. I'm going to add in some of the red. Just want to warm it up. Because the shade of the tree down here is in purple. So I just feel that it's likable to have like a warm shading color in the roots of it. Just my opinion. And since I got that red purple shading color, I feel an urge to use that elsewhere. Just so it appears somewhere else in this painting and not just down at the trees. I'm just going to plot it in. So color-wise, it's represented. Oh, you can't even see. color-wise is represented up here also. I'm gonna wait to see how that trunk is drying up to see, you know, it probably needs one more layer. But since this is wet down here, I feel I should mix up a purple and give myself some linear shadow work. Like there's like more foliage than we yet can see on this pathway here. And of course they will go up here. Okay, we can even like a I don't know if I like this, but it could be fun to have like shadows of branches even on this pathway. Painting it in, since I got this wet paper. I still got the wet paper, so it can kind of feather out. I kind of like that idea. So it's not so linear. What to do up here, because she leaves like a color shift between this shading and this shading up here. So I'm just gonna drag out this purplish color to be a part of the shading up here. And then of course this person and the dog will cast a dark shadow. So I'm simply just going to be very generous with that dark shadow. My person will cast shading like this, just like disappearing upwards in the forest. Yeah, I like that shading. That's a fun shade. That's a fun shading. Maybe a little bit more darker here. Okay, guys, now this, I feel this needs to have its first drying session so I can come in and rub off that masking fluid and then continue painting on it. So sorry for not being so much in chat. Let's see. Oh, you love the golden sienna? Yeah, that's nice. Back, I made a turkey dinner, so it took a bit to get to ready to eat. Oh, nice. Have bon appetit. Julia Child will tell you. Bon appetit. Looks great. Oh, thank you. This is so nice. I really love all the beautiful colors, and it's so painterly. Yeah, it's very painterly. So, but now my worst part is that I need the masking fluid to sort of be peeled off, and I cannot do that before this page is completely dried. Otherwise, I will rip off the paint, you know. So yeah, there's nothing else, but I need to maybe put it aside and let it just sit and evaporate a little bit. This is the worst part of live stream. You know, those built-in drying sessions, they are, yeah, just necessary. But I'm still eyeballing this area here. It's like I haven't really addressed this. I'm hoping to be able to, when I pull off the masking fluid, just to see how crazy a white path do I need up here. So oh man, yes, masking fluid scares me. I don't use it because the few times I did, the paper peeled off too. Yeah, that's like the worst. That is the worst. Yeah, but so maybe I've actually been painting a lot today. Maybe I should show some of what I've been painting today while this is drying. Let me see. I got my other journal. I'm just gonna put this aside a little bit. Well, oh my god, I love Daphne's Diary, and I got so inspired by a poster that was inside the Daphne's Diary magazine. It's this one here. Don't you just love it? I mean, I'm crazy about it. I wish I could create like this. And I love the color scheme where it's like light blue and it's just so cute. But it's done with AI. So I tried to use my gouache and do my rendition of it. Let's see. And it became a little bit clumsy. It's not so delicate as the, you could say, like the reference picture. And I think at my end, it has something to do with the flowers are in color. So I felt unnatural painting it. I don't know. It's hard to put words on it. But I wanted to paint it with watercolor and then have white flowers because then I would be beyond the issue with the colored flowers. Oh yeah, the orange flower. Yeah. um, so I tried to make my loose rendition of it just quickly with watercolor and just white flowers. And I like this so much better because I kind of caught that essence of the poster, which I feel is like something that's light and fluffy and bright blue colors. So this is what I ended up with. I really love this a lot. It's like a limited color palette because this gouache got a lot of colors version of it. But isn't it funny how one reference picture can inspire you to do different things, and then suddenly when you run off with it and take a whole completely different direction, it turns into a nice passion. So yeah, I'm super glad that I ripped that poster out and wanting to paint with it. So I kind of like this. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I used some shimmery paints just sparingly on the petals instead of using a gray or a bluish. I tried to mix in the shimmer to do the shading of the flowers, and I kind of like that look of it. That was really nice. So that was what I've been playing with today. Oi. Oh man, the paper is still so wet. I don't think that I should hit it with a heat gun. I should just let it sit and rest a little bit longer. So now I'm just frantically looking around in my room. Oh, I don't think that I ever showed on my YouTube my finished tunnel book carving page, even though it's like weeks ago now. I want to pull it out and show it. I think it's weeks ago that I hear on YouTube started coloring the front page of this tunnel book, but then I never went back on my channel and showed the finish piece. So here it is finished. There's a lot of layers here, and then I colored in the rest that I was working on. So it's actually all completely done now. I really like it. I think it turned out super, super cute. Love all the layering going on. And I also feel that if I had a ton of time and wanted to do this kind of page, but once again, I could incorporate a little story on these pages that you're turning to reveal some creatures, or it kind of invites you to hide some sort of story when you flip the pages, something you could follow. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But it's very time consuming. And I still think that it's not my art style, because it's also very rough on your hands. Not so much the carving, but more all the striation and details. So it is not something that I would solo just sit and do like forever ever. I mean, it you kind of know when you are trying something new, if you like it at the first, if you get bitten by it at first tryout, or if you feel that, oh, this is very um you really have to commit to the whole project. So yeah, I just wanted to show it. And I did it in this fat journal here. That's the 800 page fat notebook. Just in the end of it, because I need to work on the end so that my spine won't be completely warped. I am working chronologically in this journal here. Lena, it reminds me of the gnome from your fairy tale story. Oh, it does. Oh, I'm a little in doubt. Which fairy tale story? I've been reading and painting some small illustrated stories, so I'm in doubt which one I shared. Yeah, but it is super fun to do illustrative, um, like combine writing with painting. That's just like really funny. Okay, but back to this. Maybe I can start to peel off some of the masking fluid down here in this corner here. I seriously don't think that you should hit it with a heat gun. I think it will melt the rubber into the paper surface even further. So I cannot use my heat gun on this one here. But yeah, what else have I been doing? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of TV. I have had some downtime with painting for a couple of days. Just had a little bit of sore hands and fingers. Not so much the fingers this time. It was more like the point of my elbows. And then I think it's so weird, but I guess that all our fingers are connected to the point in our elbow. So it's the first for me that my elbows were so sore. Like, surprisingly, but it was a sort of arthritis symptom. But I could really tell. I know it sounds weird, but when I was wiggling my fingers, I could tell it in my elbow. So yeah, I learned something new, something about anatomy. Oh man, this peeling off is gonna be a Peter. Maybe if I used a rubber instead of my fingers. Sometimes it helps to use, and sometimes not. It depends. First, I want to make sure that the rubber is somewhat clean. It looks like it is. Yeah, what annoys me is that my paper is not completely bone dry. Oh, I'm so stupid choosing this subject for a live stream. I should have chosen this for recorded, so I could like just with the snap of my finger and all the masking fluid would be gone. But just gonna do it. Oh, I hate it in my. Oh, it's true. You have also had issues. That was the first for me. That it was concentrated in the elbows. I've not tried that before. But clearly, I knew that it was arthritis. It's not that I hurt my elbows and hit them, but it sure felt like when you're busting your elbow into a sharp object or something. Those constant, like, electrocuted. Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. Oh well, I'm just gonna use this rubber, even though I can see it picks up some of the paper. So I cannot recommend using rubber when you are painting. If you're gonna paint along with me on this one here, wait until it's completely dry and then use your hands to remove that masking fluid. Just gonna work slowly here. But yeah, what else have I been doing? I've been watching some movies. Maybe I can talk about that. We watched, it's called Encounters, right? And it was about this guy who wanted to document if alien abductions were for real. And the movie took place just in a setup similar to Blair Witch Project, where he is the documentarist running around with a Dogma camera that he holds in his hand. So it made it feel like super realistic, like this guy on this personal quest with no film other than his buddy. And of course, the story evolves, and they do encounter a spacecraft, and they do get abducted. But the most interesting part is that they skipped over something that they could have worked further on in the movie. So when the movie ended, it left me sitting in a void of thoughts that I thought it was such a shame that they didn't. Let me see. I just watched Gladiator. I forgot how much I like that movie. I plan to watch Gladiator 2 soon. Oh, that's that's a good movie too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the first time I saw Gladiator, I was really like learning a lot of new things, the Colosseum and how it kind of worked. It came as a bit of surprise for me. So it's a very nice movie. Mm, yeah, but we were just watching this UFO uh, abduction movie. Um, yeah, wait a second. Is this? No, it's not peeling off. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna return to the movie in just a second. It's just I hear that there's someone out in the kitchen, and for some reason I just feel stupid sitting here talking about that movie when they're out in the kitchen listening. So I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, okay, it's buckling up here in the center. I think I will attack this masking fluid from the edges, maybe up here. Ooh, it's somewhat drying up a little. But yeah, Gladiator 2, I like that film a lot. Um, what is his name? Uh, Not Kurt Russell. What is his name? You know, the actor from the Gladiator one. Russell Crowe, right? I think he did a tremendous job in Gladiator 1. So I was also in doubt how are they going to make a sequel to that movie. And I also loved the woman, uh, Carolina Henderson. No, I forget her name. I forget her name. But I loved some of the characters from the first movie. So I was in doubt how are they going to carry on the sequel, not having the same time frame and everything. But it's a great movie, worth watching for sure. I did not watch it in the cinema. I watched it at home, but I had that feeling that it must be like a beautiful film to watch in a cinema. Some movies are meant to be watched in the cinema in big scope, like grand screen and crazy sound. Okay, I'm just still listening. He's still there? Okay, I gotta reveal something. You know what? My hubby, he doesn't believe in UFO at all. So when we are about aliens and that kind of thing, I feel that I'm the only one in the household like who wants to sit and talk about the movie afterwards because I am such an imaginative person that I kind of like to talk about the what if, like what if it's true? What if they are here? You know, and it's totally possible to have those conversations with a person who flat out is not a believer. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't feel like I wanted to sit and talk about this UFO abduction movie while there was a chance that somebody out in the kitchen could hear my argument. But this is what oh my god, I just erased out the whole watercolor here. Okay, hands off from this area. Okay, check out this thing here. In the movie, the aliens' argument for abducting people was that they were so rational beings that they needed to understand human nature by looking at our memory, like all the things that we have experienced in our life. And then they just dropped the topic. And I was like, when the movie ended, I was filled up with that could be a damn good movie. Because imagine in the future if aliens resemble some sort of human ancestry far out in the future, revisiting back in time our life right now where we are so much ourself, where we got a rational and an irrational way of thinking, like left and right brain. But in the future, with the help of AI, they probably could have outsourced the irrational side of our brain in favor for harvesting more people, because if you live in a rational world, you will have like less violence, you will have probably have less wars, you will be able to rationalize a solution so you could step out of being emotional in an argument or in a like when you when you are talking about big issues like environmental problems, you could come to a rational conclusion of what's best to do and then not have to deal with irrational behavior from your fellow countrymen. Like so I was thinking like, oh, that could have been such a cool thing that they could have added to that UFO movie, that maybe the threat from aliens are not that they're going to take over our planet or that they are seeking out some of our natural resources. Maybe they're coming back because they sort of by genealogy lost their irrational way of thinking. So was having these thoughts about imagine living in a world where there is only rational way of thinking. Question is, would you do art? I mean, if you have to be as efficient with your wake hours, a rational mind would say, don't waste your time having a 6-year learning curve to learn to paint when you with AI can in 2 minutes create a painting. Why would you waste of of your life to learn to sketch? I mean, that would be a rational way of thinking, and also humor and um like like also like pranks, like why would you even have pranks in the in the far out future if you had a rational planet, like a planet filled with people who only was capable to think in a rational way? Then if you pranked someone, nobody would find it funny because they would still rational think, why why did you do it? Like they would demand a question, an answer to why in the first place did you do it, and since you don't have a rational argument for that, nothing you say will ever make them understand why it was fun to do it, like. So I think they lost a whole great script in just that second on the floor. Yeah, I'm just babbling about this because I need to peel off this rubbing this masking fluid. What movie are we talking about? It was called Encounters, and it's an older one. I think it's 4 or 5 years old, and it was not a great movie. And I feel that they wanted they wanted it to be more like a science fiction with fancy spacecraft and whatnot. They didn't really dealt with the fact that they in the movie stated that aliens are revisiting our world today because they lost something. So I just thought that it was inspiring to, when the movie ended, to sit and think what if thoughts, like, and and one of the thoughts that hit me after watching it was that maybe the threat from outer space is not about taking over our planet or our resources. Maybe we are the ones they are studying. Because if you live in a rational world, you would not have Jerry Springer show. You would never have an audience jumping another fellow audience on the stage because they would be rational thinking beings. So they wouldn't bring in these aggressive emotions into an argument. So growing up in a futuristic society where people are super intelligent, and to become intelligent creatures they have to let go of infantile humor, irony, sarcasm, artistic, following up on artistic skills. Like, why would you spend 10 years learning to play a guitar? I mean, it's a valid question, right? Growing up in an AI dominated environment in the future, there are so many things that will be forgotten because it's not economizing your time. And most rational people are straight to the point, but most discoveries are when you are taking a detour to your destination. Then you bump into serendipity, and that leads you down a path that you wouldn't have taken to begin with. So yeah, I was just pondering about all those things after that movie ended. Let's see. That would be no fun. It would always be serious stuff. Nothing will have value. Yeah, because there will constantly be this question about why would you spend so much time on doing something that a robot or a computer can fix for you in less time. So maybe we are living in some sort of a golden era because we are still allowed to be humans 100% and not these smart creatures. And I kind of feel that if AI is going to be taking over our life, just fast forward just 10 years from today, I think that uninformed people will be classified as stupid and hence that worthless, useless. That's a horrible society to live in, right? Where nobody can be special and nobody can be a little bit standing back, like having other interests than the majority who seeks their fortune in career or good grades or having that paper that tells that you have the same IQ as you should have as your other classmates, like you are still in average or below average, there's nothing like humans who likes to measure up themselves with the neighbor. Yeah, I was just having those thoughts after watching that movie, and it kind of calmed me down because I kind of felt that okay, maybe it's not so bad a future we are heading towards if we can form that there are some personality traits that we want to keep treasuring in our world, and one of them is the playful side of kind of wasting time, like being a waster of time, meaning go for it if you want to learn to play the guitar or if you want to have a hobby that's not giving you financial wealth or adding to your intelligence, but you're just doing it because you want to explore that thing. Yeah, I soon have worked my way through all that masking fluid. I'm really careful about this figure because I can mess up here. It's just foliage, but close to this person here and the dog, it's very important that I don't mess up too much because it really should look like a person. I think I'm just gonna rub it with my fingers. Okay, now the great task is to fill in all these white areas here to make it look like a painting again. And that's the bad thing about using masking fluid is that when you peel it off, you're kind of standing with a puzzle on your substrate that you need to build on to connect all these white areas into your painting, back into your painting. But I think we can do it. Oh my god, it's creating a mess. Look at all that coming off. Let's see. Yes, and doing things just for the enjoyment of doing it. Yeah, exactly. Because it's all about efficiency. And when you need to pass information from one person to another, it has to be short, direct, and on point. Because that's the only respectable way to deliver information. So you wouldn't have that colorful way of we now are passing on information where we take like rabbit holes and where we build in some humor, or yeah, rabbit holes in general, you know. Because I think people who has a lot of rabbit holes and side stories to tell before they get to the point will just be annoying for these alien creatures, because it is like taking up much more time from the receiver than necessary, and maybe they value that as respectless, because if you can create everything but not time, then suddenly time has its weight in gold and becomes more precious than any money or diamonds or whatnot. Okay, I will try and just get rid of all these crumbs. It was not so bad to peel off that masking fluid from the arches paper. I don't feel that I have areas where I totally wrecked the page, even though it was not like bone dry when I took it off. But still, don't do like I just did, taking it off prematurely. I just feel a little bit pressured because I am live streaming. Okay. Let's get rid of all of this. Oh my god. That's a job for my vacuum cleaner later, I can tell you that. I am trying to throw it out in the garbage bin, but so much is hitting the floor right now. Okay. Okay. Thank you for being so patient. Okay, now comes that big puzzle where we need to puzzle in all these white areas so it become some sort of a painting again. Let's see. Oh, holy crap, my clothes. I'm sitting with a quilt around me. I'm just shaking it because it's filled up with those erasing crumbs. Okay, I definitely like that the white of the paper is up here in this belt here, but I think I should push and tone back this area here. So coming in with some sort of a light wash to tone back the light specks in this area here. That's what's on my mind. And then I'm also thinking about strengthening up this tree trunk right here. And I kind of like that I got foliage. I got an opportunity to place foliage on top of the tree trunk because it makes it more naturalistic. You know, that green leaves are growing on this angle of the tree and not just on the side of the branches. Oh, I got something here. It's just a thin layer of the masking fluid. Yeah. So I think I want to mix up a light wash for this area here in some sort of a purplish color. I think maybe I can just directly pick up from my dirty palette here. Yeah. I can kind of tell when I look at it that it's nice to have these highlights pushed back. But I do like that they are there, you know, on the pathway. I think I want to come in and overlap with a strong green and just see what happens when you kind of overlap some of them. I especially bring in the green here. I kind of feel that I want to retouch that huge tree trunk, you know, with some line work, and maybe should I add some small branches to it and just leave it like that? That's a good question. I think I would like to, with a blue tone, just mask out a little bit of these highlights up here so they get like a bluish um, color. It's fun that they're there. I really it's it's a different way of having highlights that I'm used to. I'm just gonna mask out some of them. Okay, here we have, I kind of like that this area here is like super bright. I need to work a little bit more on that person. I'm just holding my breath a little bit. And also we have something with the dog. I can see it's like the dog totally disappeared. So I'll try and bring back the dog. Uh, it's still a little bit quiet. Maybe something dark right there. That's kind of better, right? Okay. Are you guys still here? Yeah, okay. Sorry, this is so time consuming. I like the area here, but I think this here is too bright. So I want to bring that back, maybe with a yellow. Um, I'm looking at the monitor while I'm adding these colors to see what do I like, what don't I like. What I don't like is those weird shapes that the masking fluid gave me. And maybe these highlights up here could be a little bit darker because they are like inside the forest. But watercolor dries up lighter, so I constantly need to also wait for it to dry up a little bit to see what did I get. Maybe this area here could be more in the green color. If I'm thinking that this would not be hit the same way with the lights. And maybe that one yellow. Maybe more yellow here. Yeah, I think it's very problematic with these masking fluid highlights. I kind of like them on the pathway, but not so much having to work with them afterwards. I think they are a little bit difficult to work with. Okay, let me see. Let it dry, and then maybe peel off the edge tape, because sometimes when I peel off the tape on the edges, I get a more honest view of the painting itself. I don't know. It just sometimes alters my meaning. So okay, I'm just gonna let this dry. And my contempt with this area here is very bright. Like yeah, I got a lot of thinking going on here. I'm sorry. Maybe if we did some striations. I'm just trying to break up some. I don't think that it's nice to work with these masking fluid things taking off. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see how it dries. The dog is so cute. Thank you. He really is. It doesn't take much to draw. The brain is just filling in that that's a person. I wonder if it could be darker here. No, I think that's okay. Okay, maybe I really should take off. I'm gonna take off the tape around the edges and see what I get. Yeah, it's like either you love it or you hate it. I kind of like after we pushed back the value of the white spots. I kind of like it more. It is sort of growing on me. Yeah, I think I like it. So that was it. It's a fun technique though, right? Like just using additional colors to build up foliage and the illusion. So yeah, I think I'm done. I don't want to mess more with it because I have few strokes that I would add in, but I'm kind of trying to stop before I do those few strokes because I sometimes overpaint my watercolor paintings. I overpaint it. Here we almost got it all in frame. I kind of like it. It's cute. So, but thank you for hanging in for this one. This was a weird one with me rambling off because I had some some like really dead downtime with that masking fluid drying session there. But yeah, I just wanted to paint with you guys on this Saturday night. So I wish you a nice weekend and hope we will meet up soon again to yet another session. So have fun out there and bye bye.